Good morning. Yes, indeed, it's a Thursday, and it's great to be back with you. Time is not valued by how much time you have, but how much you spend it. So stop rushing through it, sort of slow down, try to do better than yesterday. Today is the future you've been waiting to experience, so do something great today. Your future self will thank you. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to the Artsy Thursday edition of Wake Up Nigeria. Now, whether you're still in bed, maybe sipping on a cup of coffee, maybe you're already out and about, we want to sprinkle some motivation into your day. And we are the undefeated champions of breakfast shows. So this Nigerian television show is one that you need to watch. My name is Titilayo Onyinson. It's a pleasure. Once again, don't forget to use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms. We love hearing from you. We love being a part of your every morning journey as you get set. And hey, you can tune in live through your mobile devices. We have an app available for you to download on Google Play and an iOS. Okay, so audiences that are in Nigeria can switch to GOTV channel 16 or UHF channel 49 to brighten up their mornings, or indeed, you can connect with us on all our social media handles, or other platforms at TVC Connect. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a very interesting day.
Yes, it will. Happy Thursday.
Yeah. I was wondering, what is the first thing you do when you wake up? Like the first thing. What's that first move you make?
What's the first thing I do? Okay, so first thing I do is to put off my alarm.
Oh, okay. Well,
Put off my alarm and then grab a cup of water.
Ooh, you got, honestly, you actually took it to where I was going.
Yeah, just grab a cup of water. Then I'm not one of those people that go through their phones in the mornings. No, I don't.
Okay.
It's only on my way to work that I go through my messages.
Okay.
But within the time, at the time when I wake up to when I get out of the house, not at all. So if you send me a message that early, trust me,
You're not going to see it.
Yeah. So even sometimes I get to the office before I even go through it.
So I think, the first thing I do is turn off my alarm. But the thing is, my alarm is on my phone, so I am picking up my phone, right? You do pick up your phone.
Yeah, I'm picking up, but I'm not reading.
And then I check the time. So it depends on what the time is for me to then decide what to do next. So if I'm waking up at the right time and there's loads of time, I might just hit the snooze button and just go back to bed.
Oh, yeah, I do that sometimes. But recently, I sort of, scheduled my alarm so that at the time that I need to wake up, I wake up at the time.
Okay.
Right. So it's become, sometimes you program your mind to work in the way you want it to. And then, when you just need it, to work a certain, it would. Yeah, so that's what I've done recently with that. So before I used to set my alarm at 4:30, and then I would snooze it when I wake up. And then before I know it's almost 5:25, I'm like, oh my God, I'm late. Right?
Okay.
But now I just set the alarm at 5, and then I wake up and, get ready.
So, there are some studies that show that some of the things you do early in the morning sort of set the pace for your day.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Drinking water is very important.
Yeah.
Going to pee is also important. Am I allowed to say pee on air? Yeah. I am, right?
And then, and then while I'm bathing, I usually just I put on like a guided meditation. Yes, sometimes I'm sort of like, I'm getting into that routine, but I'm hoping that it can become like a way of life, like part of my lifestyle with time.
So there's this app that I have on my phone. It's like a podcast app, a prayer podcast app. And then there's this morning prayer thing I started doing, and it's become a real interesting routine. And I've discovered, and I wanted to share that, look, going onto social media, the first thing you do when you wake up is not the best thing.
Not at all.
At all.
No,
it's going to affect your mood and sort of shape the rest of your day.
Yeah.
But at this point, let's see how the weather is going to be shaping our day.
Oh, no cheese today.
Hello and good morning. It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Onyinson. Thanks for joining us. Now, it was a wave of confirmations at the Senate as it screened and approved the appointment of President Tinubu's nominees. 3 nominees whose names were sent to the Senate by President Tinubu were screened and their appointment as ministers confirmed. Also, the Senate screened and confirmed the nomination of the Niger Delta Development Commission Board. Staying with judicial matters here in Lagos, a Saboyaba Chief Magistrate's Court has ordered the remand of Abdulaziz Fashola, also known as Naira Marley, and 3 others for alleged conspiracy and murder of singer Ileriolua Aloba, also known as Mohbad. The Lagos State Police Command had filed an application before the court for an order to remand the men for 30 days, pending the completion of their investigation into the controversial death of Mohbad. But the Chief Magistrate, Adeola Olatunbosun, ordered their remand for 21 days in the Police State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department and adjourned the case until October 25th. In a related development, the Lagos Police Command has declared one Owodunni Ibrahim, also known as Prime Boy, wanted in connection to the death of Mohbad. This was contained in a press statement made available to TVC News and signed by SP Benjamin Udain. The police said this move was necessary following his failure to honor police invitations successfully sent to him since the commencement of the investigation into the circumstances leading to the death of Mohbad. Also, a bounty of 1 million naira has been offered by the Commissioner of Police Lagos Command, CP Ido, for anyone with useful information that would lead to his arrest. Outside Nigeria, Italian authorities are still trying to identify all of the 21 victims of Tuesday's deadly bus crash in Venice. The electric bus crashed through a bridge barrier and plunged into almost 50 feet in the mainland borough of Mestre before bursting into flames. As part of efforts to identify the victims, DNA samples are now being used to confirm the identities of those who were not carrying personal documents. According to officials, 3 children, including a baby, were among the dead. The bus was carrying 39 tourists from the center of Venice to a campsite. Relatives are now arriving in Italy from other countries to identify the dead bodies. Yeah, okay, so that felt like a workout. It actually did. Well done.
Your eyes, right?
Yeah, exactly. We actually need to go back into the gym. Well, I do. I know I do. But the thing is, a lot of time when we, spruce ourselves up, in a weird way, it's because people, the way people perceive us and the way we're seen, especially by boyfriends and husbands and things like that. There was a post I saw this morning that made me wonder, all this sprucing up we're doing, now wow. And this is the reason why I'm asking this question. Are we sure that your boo doesn't have another boo? Or 2 or 3? And have you figured out whether this boo is taking you seriously or not? So the comment section posted this a few hours ago. It says here, my cousin just moved into a new estate in Lagos where her married boyfriend lives. So let's just say it's a big estate, and then she moved into that estate. Apparently, he rented the apartment for her so she could be close to him. After a few weeks, she met a woman at the estate gym, and they connected and became gym partners. A few days ago, her married boyfriend was celebrating his birthday, only for the woman she had met in the gym to post on her WhatsApp status and wish him as her husband. Interesting. Now, 2 other girls in the compound posted the same picture as well as their boyfriends. So the compound she was living in, 2 other women posted the same guy's picture as their boyfriends on his birthday, and the woman in the gym. That's 3, including her, well, in addition to her, that's 4, right? So she later found out that he actually owns the house that he claimed to have rented for her, and he puts all his side chicks there, and he was so coded that her cousin never saw him enter the compound unless he wanted to come and see her. But after a few weeks, she confronted him and he said she should mind her own business or leave his house. And the punchline at the end is, she's still minding her own business till now. Okay, so that is an a short version of the full story. We probably might not hear every angle, but I'm just wondering. First of all, one guy, 4 ladies, and he's married. I don't even know where to go from there.
They say men are polygamous in nature now. Is that not what they say? So he's already it's a polygamy situation. The only difference is it's not official.
What's not official? You mean the marriage thing?
Is not official, but he's more or less living in a polygamous situation, if you ask me. And also,
the desperation.
It's very, very complicated, in all honesty. It reeks. The whole situation sort of reeks.
I can see the disgust on Winfrey's face, but I don't know who the disgust is at more. Is it at the guy for what he's doing?
You understand what I'm saying? In the end of the day, women enable nonsense. That's what I have to say. What the hell do you mean by... sorry for my language. What do you mean by...
mind your business?
Yeah, you should still mind your business till now.
Wow.
Well, is it that you doubt your ability as a woman to make money, to take care of yourself? Or to what exactly is the reason? If you look at it, what exactly is the reason why girls actually go out after maybe older men or married men? Because they actually think that they actually they don't have enough brains to actually take care of themselves. And it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There's no reason why you should put yourself in that situation. He's sleeping with all these women, he's putting all of you. And of course, it's not only you. There are obviously people outside too. So you're exposing yourself to unnecessary, you don't know.
Diseases.
What's that?
Sorts.
Why? As a human being.
So now she's in a dilemma now. Now, if
There's
you
no
were this...
dilemma
If,
to be in.
no, wait. There's one dilemma. The issue of the place, this is where she lives now. She just moved in.
You move out.
And so first off, so where I even have an issue is, what's her business confronting him?
About no, I'm saying if she knew he was married from the beginning,
why is she confronting him?
Co-girlfriend?
A titled side chick or what? Because I don't understand where she...
You disrespect me.
What rights did she have in confronting another person's property?
Okay,
and
so...
because he knows and understands her mindset, that's why he had the mind to tell her, you don't mind your business or you
move out.
And you're still there.
Okay. But I'm just trying to play devil's advocate now. I don't know why, but it just sounds interesting. I'm wondering what he could have told her. Because he's already lied to her once, saying that he rented the apartment for her.
I don't think they even had that conversation. Oh, I'm renting your place. Oh, really? Oh,
Wait. She moved all her bags and baggage into a place. Of course, now he would have told her something.
That was.
He would have told her he's renting the
place for her. You You have to explain that the place is what? He doesn't have to explain
it's also a hub for
other side chicks. No, now. I'm renting a place for you. That alone, she's excited. She's moving in. Her boyfriend rented a place for her.
So now there are a lot of young ladies growing up and thinking, okay, look, this Ikoyi estate, let's just use it. Maybe just use Parkview. This premium place, oh my goodness, finally found a man willing to take care. There are young people growing up thinking that this is a goal, this is an achievement. So now you have maybe a young cousin in your environment who is exposed to these kind of people all the time. What do you tell them? How do you expect them to not see an apartment in Ikoyi, for instance, as a goal? Maybe they're coming from Abulegba, they're coming from Agege.
If you'll say this thing.
Think about it.
If you jump up, you will come down.
You come down.
If you grow up, you stay.
You
Looking from Agege, Agbulegba into Ikoyi, sister, you're not focused.
Wow.
They left Ikoro.
They would have said
migrate is a gradual process. Just say when you go to for crèche, to nursery school, to primary school, to secondary. You hear from crèche, you enter university.
But they will say God did it now. They will say God did it.
God cannot do that about things.
This person is probably paying school fees for her siblings, probably settling her mother's rent. There are things to think about here.
There are ways you climb to do all those things. It's not by looking for Ikoyi. Even if you have mother's school fees to pay, it's Ikoyi that is on your mind.
I'm just saying. There were probably a lot of other conversations that were going on.
Man, why would you want to put yourself through that mental? One woman is not a problem enough for you.
Exactly. You now
want to have 4.
Anyways, these ladies, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this conversation. It's quite an interesting one. Do not forget to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC on all our socials. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us. Welcome back to the kitchen, guys. You're still tuned in to Wake Up Nigeria, and with me in the kitchen is Chef Kele. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good, good.
All right. So this morning, Chef Kelly will be making Alfredo pasta. One of my favorite pastas. I absolutely love it. Now let's talk about the ingredients quickly.
Okay, we've got chicken breast, we've got penne pasta, we've got parsley, garlic, black peppercorns, butter, some seasonings, onions, cheese, scotch bonnet, chili flakes, and oil.
You know what I love most about Alfredo pasta?
What is that? The cheese.
Yes,
Ah,
I
good,
love it.
Good.
I love it. Especially
Like
when there's so much
cheesy.
cheese in it, and then when you take a scoop and then it draws, like you see that.
Good.
Oh, it's so gooey. I love it, love it. So now let's
good.
look. I know that we are going to run through the ingredients. Okay, it's right there on your screen, people. If you missed out on it earlier on, it's right there. Where's the cooking cream, though?
It's underneath here.
Oh, okay, so we have the cooking cream
cream,
somewhere. Right. Now let's talk about what cheese you're using.
Okay, I'm using mozzarella cheese today as opposed to Parmesan.
Okay. Why?
This is easily accessible. Parmesan is a bit pricey.
Okay.
And it does the same thing, basically.
So what's the best cheese to use
for
this
Alfredo
recipe?
pasta,
Right.
Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese. Great. So we're using mozzarella instead.
Yes,
So
please.
let's get to work. So what's the process for this recipe?
Okay, I'm going to season the chicken and pan fry it. Then boil the pasta al dente, not too soft. Then heat up the pan, put in the oil, the onions, your scotch bonnets. When it fries for a bit, you put in your cooking cream. Then you add your pasta seasoning. And basically, it's a short process, nothing too cumbersome.
It's quite easy to make, but when you hear the Alfredo pasta, you think, oh, it's so complicated. But hey, it's very easy. It's like making your spaghetti. Right?
Yes.
But the only difference here is the ingredients.
Yeah, the ingredients are different.
I said that you're making use of a lot of herbs.
Yes.
Okay, you want to run through them?
Okay, yeah. So here I have oregano. I have Cajun seasoning. I have Italian seasoning. I have fresh parsley. So basically, Italians use a lot of herbs. So it makes the meal flavorful. The aroma is always 100%. So that's the reason why we have a lot of herbs.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So let's get cooking. Do you need help? Let's put that on for you so that we can begin the process for our recipe. If you're just joining us, people, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Kelly.
Hello.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah, and she's making Alfredo pasta. Right. So we're just gonna heat up our pan. We're going to begin working on the chicken, right?
Yes.
And then the pasta. Yes, so, and for our cheese this morning, we are making use of mozzarella
cheese.
But what is the most accessible cheese?
Here in Nigeria, the most accessible cheese is mozzarella and cheddar. But you have Gouda, you have the Parmesan, you have a whole lot of types, but mainly they're pricey. Very pricey, but you know, easily accessible for average people, mozzarella, cheddar.
Mozzarella and cheddar. So they're also quite cheap, right?
Not quite cheap. With the current economy, nothing is cheap anymore.
Tell me about it.
But yeah, but still better than Parmesan.
Okay.
Because Parmesan, a tiny bit, you can be going for like 5,000-6,000.
Okay, great on that one. Now what are we doing with our chicken? Are we going to?
We're going to marinate the chicken with some, just rub it with some herbs and
so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead on that.
Okay. So I'm going to use the chicken
cubes.
The chicken cubes, just a bit of that.
You make use of chicken breast.
Yes, chicken breast, boneless, so it's easy to pan fry. I'm going to use some paprika.
Ooh, okay.
Use some paprika.
That's one spice. That's one spice I rarely use.
Oh, it's good.
Okay.
It's flavorful. Then this is some white pepper.
Okay. And then what else?
Yeah, I'm going to use some black pepper.
Aha. She bougie.
Nothing serious. Yeah, that's some black pepper. And some chili flakes.
Okay.
I like my stuff a bit spicy.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah. So that's where the fusion comes in, because Italians don't do so much spice, but here in Nigeria we do spice. So we have to have it a bit spicy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's.
So are we going to leave this to, you know,
Yeah, just
get
a
in there
few.
for a
Yeah,
while?
yeah, just a few seconds or minutes. Then we'll pan fry that.
So while we let that rest, we'll begin cooking our pasta. Parboiling it, right? Till it's al dente. And then we will begin our stir-fried chicken. Great?
Yeah, then I'll begin to pan fry the chicken.
Great stuff happening here in the kitchen. Chef Kele is, you know, she can't wait to get into action. While we are allowing our chicken breast rest, let's head over to the couch for newspaper review.
Thanks for joining us. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies this morning. Winfrey is here with me.
Hi.
Today is Thursday, October 5th, 2023. Starting with the Punch newspaper, economic crisis. States borrow 46 billion naira from banks to pay salaries. Access, Fidelity, Zenith lend states 46 billion naira in 6 months as governors battle poor IGR. Fiscal Responsibility Commission issues guidelines to banks on lending to states and MDAs. It also says right at the top here, federal government to convert 10 million PMS vehicles to CNG. Naira, among Africa's worst currencies, falls by 40%, according to World Bank. Judgments based on constitution, not public opinion, says Chief Justice of Nigeria. It also says here 5 Katsina varsity students kidnapped, police nab informant. Teacher's car crushes pupil to death in Lagos, and ministerial nominee faints. Journalist dies in National Assembly shuttle. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. Something caught my eye, converting 10 million PMS vehicles to CNG, that's natural gas. I feel like that's a long process. That's 10 million vehicles. That's a lot of vehicles. Now, I don't know exactly how many vehicles are functioning in Lagos, in most of the states, but that feels like quite a lot. I'm also wondering if, well, I'll probably follow up with the story, if it's commercial vehicles, you know, for transporting mass transit and the like, or even giving the opportunity for private vehicle owners to also do the same, you know. But I don't know. It's an interesting direction to get us off PMS.
Of course, definitely. Of course, with the whole, I think I like the fact that I mean the federal government is actually thinking beyond what our present situation is, because I mean the fuel price keeps on going up, and then we heard about the whole subsidy, even with the removal of the subsidy, and it just seems like it keeps on going up. And besides that, also the value of the naira right now doesn't seem to be too strong, and then people are clamoring and all of that. So of course we have to find an alternative. And of course, doing this, as much as you say 10 million vehicles may seem a lot. Have you seen Third Mainland Bridge around 4 p.m.? Do you understand? Yeah. So like in Lagos alone, we definitely have. You might say, I'm sure there are more than 10 million cars in Lagos alone. Now we're talking about the entire Nigeria. So of course, I think it's a step in the right direction if actually we can get this to actually work and work properly, right? So I think like that's actually very important.
You mentioned the naira not being very strong. There's also the story from the World Bank there, claiming that the naira is among Africa's worst currencies, falling by 40%. Now we're all hopeful that this is going to turn around soon enough with some of the policies and things that are being implemented by the government. I guess time.
Yes, time, of course, will tell. And then again, if you think about it, why exactly is it that it seems like the naira is suffering? Let me put it that way. I think it's still because we are majorly still a consumer-based economy. So, of course, what are kind of things that will strengthen any currency? Exportation. So once and the good thing is, now, if you look, with the youth and even with a lot of programs that the government is actually trying to put in place on how to actually boost production and all of that. So very soon enough, it seems like we'll actually be coming out of all of that while we settle from the whole fluctuation and the dollar-naira battle.
But then if we lean back onto the main headline here, economic crisis, states borrowing 46 billion from banks to pay salaries. Now, those 3 banks in question there over the past 6 months.
6 months, yes.
It has been a battle, but at least salaries are, so to speak, paid.
Yes. So this situation of salaries being paid and monies being borrowed, for me, it kind of, I don't know, whenever I think about it, yes, of course, I'm excited that salaries are being paid. But now my thought is, fine, if we have so much backlog, or is it like futuristic salaries, do you understand, like to clear out? So now why is it that the state doesn't seem possible to generate enough money to sort out the salaries of its workers? Because if you think of any organization, do you understand, you're thinking of running a service and running a business that is strong enough to literally pay for your overheads and like cover things like that. So
a lot of questions.
Yeah. So it's like, why is that the issue? Why is it always, when it comes to salaries, we're thinking about borrowing money? So if the workers are not effective enough to generate their own salaries, I don't want to say should they be paid, but I know it sounds like harsh, but then again, these are the questions I literally have in my mind.
A lot of questions. Hopefully, with subsequent stories, we will find some answers. We're on the Guardian newspaper now. Crisis looms in varsities over mass exodus of lecturers.
Wow.
Now, there is an infographic there talking about the breakdown of the IPPIS salary payments based on the CONUAS of 2019.
Yeah.
Now, it does give a breakdown of what the salaries actually represent. And it says here, to employ a single lecturer, you have to go through 7 MDAs. That's different ministries.
Yeah.
Now, it also says the federal government last month approved 35% and 23% of salary increments for staff of all federal tertiary institutions. Now, there were always complaints about, how the teaching staff of tertiary institutions were being treated.
Yes.
There was strike after strike after strike, and of course some salaries being owed at some point as well. So this gives you a sort of visual of what has been going on.
Yes.
I actually wasn't aware that professors were getting, on an average over 300,000 naira.
Yes.
But then you'd have graduate assistants just below 100,000 naira.
Yes.
99,000. So it does give you a little bit of perspective as to why a lot of those conversations were being had with all those MDAs.
Yes.
Let's see if we can check out some other headlines, or would you like to comment on that?
Yes, I actually like to comment on this because, I went to a federal university, and of course, with the ongoing situation of like strikes back to back to back, you only wonder why. And then one of the things or the issues and problems we had then back in school is the fact that we had to buy handouts. So, and it was a problem, right? Because some lecturer is literally threatening you that if you don't buy my handouts from me, because it's one thing to buy handouts, another thing to photocopy handouts. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You don't buy. So you now want, and certain times it seems like lecturers sometimes, or lecturer assistants, also even like victimize students and ask for certain things and all of that. Now, if you see these rates compared to the economy and what's happening, you understand that they are also trying to just earn a living and make ends meet and all that. And you think of these people being the people that are literally in the lecture rooms teaching the next doctors, the next lawyers. Do you understand? It will now literally put things in perspective. Do you understand? For me, I just think that there's certain people, they said teachers literally are the ones that are literally grooming the next leaders. Do you get? So they need to be taken adequate care of. And they need to, like, certain things need to be sorted out. I mean, for a professor, you know what it means for you to rise to the level of being a professor? When it comes to studying work, you put in time and all of that, the years and all of that, and then you're talking about not even up to 500,000 naira. So it's just really questionable and worrisome. But the good thing is that now we see these things, we now know how to adjust it and like moving forward. Yes.
So I'm going to wrap it up with this headline still on The Guardian here. It says a tragedy in Senate as journalist dies, ministerial nominee slumps during screening. That was something that was on social media and on the news as at yesterday, and it was alarming, but there's more information about it on page 6 of The Guardian.
Yes.
You can check it out for more details. However, that is all we have time for when it comes to the headlines in the dailies for this morning. We'll be wrapping it up there, but we would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know what you think. All right, at this point, we're heading back into the kitchen, and but we're going to take a quick break just before then. Stay with us.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. This is Chef Kelly.
Hi.
Hi. And this morning, guys, she's taking us to Italy with her cuisine. She is making Alfredo pasta. Ooh, I know. So right now it's like, ooh. Okay, so quickly, Chef Keller, let's run through the ingredients and then tell us where we're at.
Okay, right now we're parboiling the pasta.
Okay.
And we're pan frying the chicken.
So what kind of pasta are we using?
This is penne.
Penne
Pasta.
Okay.
So we're pan frying the chicken just for it to cook and
so
brown a bit.
Do you mind telling us what you did with that chicken earlier on?
Yeah, so I marinated it with some spices and herbs.
Okay.
Black pepper, salt, chili flakes, paprika, and I used a bit of garlic and the seasoning cubes. So now I'm pan frying with fresh parsley to release the aroma into the chicken.
Oh, that's what it does?
Yes.
Okay, so more like an activate, like a catalyst, like speeds up the reaction.
Yeah, and it helps.
Great.
So when you're eating, you can taste the flavors, like a burst of flavors and fresh ones.
Okay.
So
now let's talk about an alternative for the parsley. If we can't access parsley, what else can we use?
Okay, so basically, like I said, you know, there's the Italian cuisine, what they use, but for where we are, we can improvise on what we have. So for here, we easily, there's celery, basil, there's oregano, then even the parsley, you have the dried ones.
Are they easy to get?
No, yes, they're very easy to get.
Oregano?
Yes, you can get dried oregano. Celery, that one is everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, celery, fresh.
Okay,
fresh
on my way home now, I'm going to stop over and ask
Yeah,
my
you
mom.
can also use a bit of mint.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know mint is definitely
then if you want to bring it
accessible.
Home, you can use basil or scent leaf, just a little bit.
It awakens your taste buds.
And it's something totally different from the usual.
So now that we're almost done with our chicken breast, what's next?
Once we're done with this, I'm going to start the base.
Okay, which is?
Which is the oil or butter. I'm going to use butter in this.
What kind of butter? Margarine or butter?
No. This is the whipped butter.
Whipped butter.
Those unsalted. This is the unsalted butter.
Okay.
I'm going to put a bit of that in the pan. My onions, caramelize that for a bit.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add my Scotch bonnet pepper.
Okay.
Some garlic. Allow that to fry for a bit so that all the flavors burst open and you get that wow aroma. Then when that's done, I'm going to add my cooking cream, then some seasoning. When that's ready, my pasta will be ready. Then I put the pasta in, stir up, introduce my fresh parsley again, the peppercorns, grind it directly into it, add a few herbs and the chicken, then the cheese, and we are done.
And we are good. The must-have in this recipe is the black pepper, because there's a certain taste that the black pepper gives to your Alfredo pasta. Like, it's a must-have, guys. If you don't have black pepper in your Alfredo pasta, it is not Alfredo pasta.
And
maybe you can find out what it is.
When it's fresh.
Yes.
Like directly when using your spices, it's nice when they are fresh. Like the parsley, you cut it open once you're ready to use. The garlic, the peppers, everything fresh. It gives it.
I hope you're as excited as I am about this recipe, because, I mean, I can't wait to see the end results. It's going to look ooh la la, right? Okay, we have to head over to the couch now for some art display with Winfrey.
Definitely smells amazing in that kitchen, I must say. Well done. All right, thank you so much for staying with us. I'm here right now, and it's time for some art display. I have some beautiful, I would like to call priceless artworks right here, and I cannot wait to get into that conversation. Right now, I have with me a professional art educator, a muralist, and painter, Mr. Okunola Tolulope. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria, sir. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. Fine.
All right. I mean, you brought in these artworks. Immediately I sighted them, I was honestly distracted. I mean, I thought they were totally amazing. And from far, you can literally tell that it's definitely not like normal acrylic painting and all of that. So tell me about your journey into the world of arts.
My name, first and foremost, my name is Okunola Tolulope Michael. A native of Okeo from Oyo State.
Okay.
So I had opportunity to attend Oyo State College of Education for my educational program. And I ended that. That was in 2007. After that, I proceeded to for my BSc education at Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife. But due to the course of the program in OAU, there was a course that I took during that time, exploration of materials and techniques.
Okay.
So that made me to be able to have opportunity to think out of box in terms of some other medium of painting. Even when I wanted to do my project, I asked my lecturers that which materials have other people used in this department. They told me some of the materials. So I thought of using carpets.
Carpets, okay.
Yes, for projects.
For projects.
So I use it to illustrate Yoruba proverb, or the Lakberi.
What does that mean?
Hunter that use mere carp to kill elephants.
Okay.
There's a proverb that's
like that.
That's in Yoruba land. So since that, when I finished my degree program, so I had the opportunity to have one of my church members in the Church of Christ. So his name was General Michael. So I moved close to him. He was using this copper wire to produce jewelries. So I had it in mind. He invited me that if I'm producing these jewelries in different designs, I can be having extra income from it. Of course, I was into teaching then. So after that, I learned that jewelries for 2-3 weeks. So it was on May 24th, year 2014. Something just occurred to me that is it only jewelries will I be producing with this copper wire? Can't I get this copper wire in different colors? So I asked my mentor, who was teaching me jewelry making. So I said, can't I get these wires in different colors so that I can use it for painting? He said, of course, you can get it. But it is quite expensive.
Yes.
I said, I will try as much as possible to make sure that I get those wires. So I gave him half of my salary then.
Wow.
He got the wires.
Wires.
So and I discovered that the first painting I did with copper wires, 24 by 30 inches, this size, it was half of the board that the wire was able to cover. So I didn't have money to buy the wires.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, they called us for NYSC program in Delta State. So I took that work to Delta State. So I made inquiry on how to get the wire. When I got to Onitsha, I was able to see the wires of different colors. But at that time, the cost of wire was 550 naira for
one each.
Yes.
Wow.
But presently now, wire is 1,800, 2,000 naira.
Wow. Okay, so now let's talk about this particular art sitting pretty right here. Because, I mean, it's really stunning. I love the color combination and all of that. I love what you do. So you say you hand-wired this now. You make, so tell me about this this painting. Do we still call it painting?
Yes, it's wire painting.
Wire painting. Okay,
Yes.
Tell me about this particular piece.
Okay, the title of this painting is Bed of Roses.
Bed of Roses.
Which means that success doesn't come in platter of gold. One will try to endure, persevere, pass through hurdles of life before you will be able to get to this predetermined position. For example, as you can see, a man is born into this earth, and this is water. I use this place to represent water.
Water, okay.
Yes, of which before someone can get to his destination, which is place of pleasantries, he has to pass through different problems,
yes.
discouragements,
Storms,
challenges,
basically.
before he will now get to his place of rest, of which many usually think that they can take hook and crook means to get to their destination by, especially youth, involved in Yahoo, different sort of things, banditry and the likes, in order to ensure that they get their source of livelihood, of which those are not a good source of surviving.
Yes,
so,
true.
But perseverance, endurance will make one to be able to get to a place of enjoyment.
Okay, so now there is one that actually also caught my attention. So now there's this one right here. Can you tell me what this one is about? I think it has a bird on it.
Yes.
Can you actually see this one? Tell me about this one. It's like you have this fondness for birds.
Not only birds.
Not only birds, yeah. Okay, so
but so far, it's only bird I've been using for
It's only birds, and why? Is there a reason why?
The reason is bird, I use it to communicate love, communicate I used it to represent human being.
Okay.
At times, because I discovered that it's not only figure I should be using in order to communicate idea. There are some other living things, like birds, that are also beautiful.
Yes.
Maybe flowers.
Yes, yes.
That I can use now to communicate ideas.
All right, so now the one on the right there, it's literally, it looks like women dancing, right? So tell me about that particular piece.
Okay. Okay. What about this one? Because the message in this is very deep.
It's very deep. Okay, can you summarize it because we don't have so much time?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The title of this is Amorous Love.
Okay.
There is one thing about bird, dove. No, sorry, pigeon. Pigeon represents love, it represents peace.
Yes.
And there's one Yoruba proverb that says, "Ẹyẹlé kì í bónílé jẹ, kó bónílé mu, kó dọjọ́ ìṣòro, kó yẹrí." That is, there's no way pigeon will dine and wine with its owner for long, and in a time of adversity, and desert that place.
Okay.
So, and that is talking about the love between husband and wife. That it shouldn't be when there is
when everything is going well, when everything is nice and soft. Yes, yes.
It is the kind of love that the bird usually have to the owner. That is the kind of love that husband is supposed to have to wife and wife to the husband, so that they can be at all times.
All right. Okay. So now let's talk about this because I love the fact that this is different and unusual. And you said you didn't see it anywhere. You just thought about the idea and you went into it. So now tell me, how long does it usually take to actually make something like this? And so just different sizes. How long will it take you? And then what do you use to glue the wire to the
board?
The board, yes.
Okay.
Very quickly.
It takes me 2 weeks to finish a size like this.
All right, what is this size?
This size will take 3 weeks.
All right, so what do you use to glue the wire to the board?
Many times I use a stick gum. There are 3 adhesive I use. I use glue, gum, and liquid gum.
All right.
Yes, those 3, but I use it at different
times,
stages.
At different stages.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so I would love to have conversations about this going forward. I would like for you to teach me how to do this because I think it's really, really creative and beautiful. But we don't have so much time. Hopefully, maybe you come around some other time. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us. We actually have to go now. Okay, and that's it on our display for this morning. We have so much more still coming up right here. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. When you see suspense-filled scenes like that.
You already know. Super story. Yes, we are joined on the couch with Benga Animation. He's a talented Nigerian actor, model, and director. Of course, he has starred in both movies and popular TV series like Super Story Sunday, Johnson.
Everyday people from back in the day.
Guys, an OG.
Damages. Now, brands, on TV and print commercials as well in the industry, they all know him. It's great to have you in the building.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Okay, so let's talk about this journey, because, you've been in this industry for what?
A minute.
Centuries ago?
A minute.
No. Practically when the movie industry started. Talk to us about your journey so far.
Okay. It started in 2009. Yes, I can remember I went to see a friend of mine somewhere at LTV, and Aginik Bisari. And, I just went to greet him. Then I met a producer and he looked at me and said if I would like to act. I said, yes, I'll give it a try. So told me to bring my pictures, I think 5x7 at that time.
You used to print 5x7 and carry them around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went with it and I was shocked. I was casted and my first time.
Wow.
It wasn't really easy. I was nervous, but with time, I learned from there and today it's become a profession.
Yeah. So you've acted, you've modeled, you've directed. Which of this, is after your heart?
Everything, yeah, everything. Acting, it's also a passion for me, and directing as well, because a friend of mine discovered that as well. Whenever we were trying to go for auditions and they gave us a script to, to Riaz, you know, and I find myself going to him, trying to put him in order, and he noticed that and said, "Guy, you're going to be a good director."
Okay.
One day, he produced a movie, and he called me and said I should direct the movie, and I was shocked. I did it, and it came out very well. Okay. So that's how my directing.
So, you know, they say the thing you can do when they wake you up in the middle of the night and tell you go is the thing you're really passionate about. You know, so is that acting or is that directing?
Both.
Both?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So calling the shots is also it's a very commanding role, but it's also it's a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
And
right.
also very financially demanding. Let's talk about your journey in that area. When it comes to getting, you know, things done on set, how easy has that been for you?
Is it
Directing.
You know, you have cast that you work with, and if they know what to do, you know, they make your job easy for you. You know, and the set guys set the studio. I mean
The equipment.
The equipment. The light guys do their work. The AD do their work. Then you look at them and you call the shot. You know.
Yeah, you have starred in a lot of Wale Adenuga productions. I mean, you keep moving from one series in the production to the other. They seem to really love to use you a lot because you seem to, you know, do so well with the characters you're given or with the roles that you're given. Talk to us about your experience, you know,
Playing those
roles.
Wow. Me as a person, when I'm given roles, I try to become that character because, you know, it starts from the writer. He thinks about it, then he writes it down. Then as an actor, I need to try and understand and connect. So what I do is I give it embodiment. All right, I get the character, I give it embodiment, and, you know, I become it. I become.
What's the process of getting into a character now? So, for instance, what we can see on screen right now in this Revenge, Super Story Revenge now, what sort of process did you go through in order to get into that character?
Yes, first of all, I had to read all my scripts. Then I need to look at, although they don't get to tell you the background story, but you need to start creating that. And, you know, when you look at it, you're like, okay, so who is this person? Where is it coming from? What kind of mindset does he have? For me, each production I go in, I change my looks. Tomorrow you might not see me with this, and I try to, like, you know, try to give it that embodiment. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of work that goes into it.
Does that affect, like, how it is when you get back home to family? Are you able to really jump out of those roles really quickly?
Not really, because my wife understands, so she doesn't call me while I'm on set. She doesn't call me because she knows I won't pick my calls. Because if I'm playing a husband to someone, she's not my wife at that time. All right, so she won't call me. She understands. So you know, because I want to put my passion there.
You know, I was going to ask you. I mean, you're married, and I don't know if you've had to play any kissing scenes or any of that scenes.
Yeah.
How did she feel about it?
She understands. She understands. Because I do a lot of talking. I let her realize, reassure her that this is just acting. It's not me. I'm just playing this role. This is not being animation. That character is a different character. That woman is not my wife. You're my real wife. So when I'm out, I'm out. No connection, no contact.
All right. I want to touch on this issue of remaining relevant in the industry. In a time where influencers, skit makers are sort of taking over social media.
There's a lot of change that's
exactly.
Over the...
What have you had to do to make sure that, you know, you continued getting roles, continued staying in the limelight, and stayed relevant over the years?
Yes, I think your talent speaks for you. All right. So, and when you are called and you're being professional with what you're doing, you know, the directors, the producers, they see you. They know you don't give them stress on set. They want to call you. They want to call you. Then, you know, like I'm a director, so I go to other sets as well, and you know, they see your work. Let me just say the work speaks for itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. There's usually been this debate of it's a director who makes an actor look good. And you have played both roles. You have been an actor and you have also been a director. What do you think?
Yes, I do not only think they make the actor look good. I think the picture itself. They make the picture look good.
Okay.
You know, they interpret the picture. Why the actor interprets the words. You know, the character itself.
Okay.
All right. So they look at it. They look beyond just the actor. They look beyond because they need to create a very good scene that is that will catch audience. Yeah.
You recently featured in a short film that advocated against drugs. So let's talk about that for a minute. How was the production, the entire experience for you? Talk to us about it.
Yes, it was awesome. It was a friend's production. So he called me, like I said earlier, to come shoot, to come direct the short film. So I did, and I looked at it, and you know, he was talking about drugs. And if we can admit, young guys nowadays, they do a lot of drugs, and we need to pass that message to them that this thing really it destroys one's life, you know, and that's what we did. We had to pass that message across.
Okay.
Do you believe that the message was truly passed across? Do you believe it connected?
Yes, because we took our time to. Because I was there during the script writing.
Okay, that's the pre-production.
The pre-production, then even the production as well. So, and we needed to pass a message. Movie is not just to entertain. There must be a message behind it. So, and that we had to do to pass the message across.
Okay. Now let's talk about support. I mean, you just featured in your friend's production, and some actors would say they don't get enough support from the industry. What has your experience in that regard been? Have you been getting a lot of support? Talking about collaborations, do people show up, or your other colleagues in the industry show up for you when you need them to?
Yes.
Okay.
They show up. It all depends on the mindset, the kind of people you surround yourself with. So the kind of people I surround myself with, we want to move up the ladder, so we assist ourselves and collaborate.
All right, great.
Yeah.
All right. At this point, we're really glad that you could take out time from your busy schedule to come talk to us today.
Yeah.
And we have something special in the kitchen, right, MM?
Yes, we have. Yes. So we'd like you to please join us in the kitchen.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right,
Let's go.
All right.
Let's do it.
And was having some conflicting results.
I have showed you what to do, BC. This is basic accounting knowledge now.
But sir,
Go and follow the first procedure I showed you on the first ledger.
sir, it's almost 6 p.m. I have to pick my daughter from the crèche.
That one concern me. World accountant! The only accountant in this universe! Good manager! What's wrong with this one? I beg, leave BC, Jerry. I gave her some figures to adjust, and she's telling me she wants to pick the king. Pick pin, again. I said pick picking, not pick pin. Hey, you don't know about that one. Now you sabi. Sabi. Accountant, leave BC and her problems by the side. Let's talk business. There is a new deal, and this time it is big. So what we're going to do is present 2 invoices, but deliver 1 truck. So it doesn't look like the goods were not delivered. When the clients pay.
Interesting scene.
Yeah.
Well done. Welcome to the kitchen, Benga. This is Chef Kele, and this morning she's made for you Alfredo pasta with chicken.
Ooh, chicken breast.
That chicken was properly marinated. It was a lot of love went into that.
It looks so good as well.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. It looks really good.
All right.
So,
At this point,
I'd like you to have a taste.
let us
Let us
know.
know what you think.
Okay.
Wow. Woo.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I almost don't want to touch it. Like, I almost just want to take a picture of it, like right now.
It smells really good.
Wow. It looks good. So I'm going to taste it now.
Yeah, please do.
That's all we needed to hear.
Wow.
All right, and he goes in for another one. While he attacks the chicken, we have to wrap it up in the kitchen.
Yes, we do.
It's been great hanging out with the ladies again. Yes, so.
Time this week, and to all our guests, thank you for being here, including Chef Keller. Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.
I hope you had fun.
Yes,
I did. Oh, great.
And we are going to be back again 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hopefully you can join us.
Have a great day ahead, people.
Bye.